everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to start with another unique review on something that I typically don't look at or review on this channel. However, I'm trying to expand my horizons. I'm trying to expand my creativity, and I'm trying to maybe branch out of more than just building spooky Halloween displays. That's still going to be the main focus. But one thing that we don't collect is Christmas ornaments. Never have. Especially like the Hallmark Keepsake ornaments. I know they're wildly popular, but we've never done that. We would get a few here and there as the kids were growing up that, meant something to us. But I'll tell you, they meant so much to us that I have no earthly idea where they are today. Probably somewhere in the junkyard or the Goodwill store or somewhere. They were given away more than likely many moons ago. So this is not our thing. However, when I was out teaching at my last Millie's Hallmark adventure, and I was out there, I stumbled across, which is not new, these were available last year, they've added to it this year, is the Haunted Mansion Keepsake Ornaments. Who would have thought, right? I didn't really pay it much attention, but I looked at it a little closer this year, and I was completely and utterly blown away. I bought them. I bought every piece for it. There's one piece that's not available yet. That's the singing bus. They come out in October. It's on order. I'll go back and get it. And then I hope they continue this series into, many years to come. This is the Haunted Mansion from Disney World, and I'll be honest with you, I think they've done a superb job with it. It's small, but it's very cool, and I like the lighting better than anything that I've seen come from Department 56, and I'm just being totally transparent and totally honest. So I'd like to jump off the tripod and kind of give you a look at some of the stuff that I had no idea that I was going to start collecting. But hopefully, if you're not collecting this, you'll see this and go, this is pretty neat. You don't have to put this on a Christmas tree, by the way. You could build a vignette to house all of this stuff, and I think it would look spectacular. So I don't know exactly if I'm going to display it on a Christmas tree for Halloween or if I'm going to build some sort of a vignette for it. But we'll get to all of that here. Let's take a look and see what everything looks like. Okay, so went a little wild with the Hallmark Keepsake ornaments for the Haunted Mansion. And then obviously you've got to have the mysterious Mickey jack-o'-lantern head there. That's, if you've been to the park, in either park, you've seen that during the fall setup there. So you have to have that. So that was purchased as well. But these are incredibly detailed and so incredibly cool. So we're going to look at them. We're looking at the boxes right now. I'm going to take all this stuff out and we're going to look at it again when it's all plugged in, lit up, and you're going to kind of see the kind of the progression of it as it goes. So the Haunted Mansion itself, again, is the Disney World version, right? And it comes with this cool Haunted Mansion remote control. It includes the little watch type batteries that go in, little button batteries that go in there that you push to make this thing through IR talk. And it really is the complete ride through of either of the Haunted Mansions for the most part. And so as you go through the ride in order, you kind of get to the first thing you would come to is the coffin and the conservatory, and it talks as you're passing by it. The next thing you would come in contact with would be Madame Leota down here. She lights up and talks. It's pretty cool. And then Victor Geist would be on the next piece of the ride as you go through. And then from there, you would end up in the attic and you would see Constance Hatchaway as she lights up and talks throughout the ride. And eventually you turn around backwards, fall down out of the house and get into the graveyard, at which time you will see the caretaker and his dog trembling as they're looking at the ghost. So, and again, the one that is not, it's available, it's just not it's out, it's made, it's just not available to the public yet, is the singing bus as you're exiting the graveyard towards the end of the ride. So far, no hitchhiking ghost. I have to imagine that may be next year, with who knows what other ornaments they may release for this particular series. But blown away when I saw it in action. Now, if you're not into the keepsake, Hallmark keepsake ornaments like we were not, they also have Harry Potter themed, Star Wars themed, I think maybe a Hocus Pocus thing, I'm not sure. If you collect and you're passionate about it, don't tell me that doesn't exist. I don't know because I'm just getting into it. But here's what I do know. These do exist and they're absolutely amazing. So let's take them out of the box, plug them in, and see what they look like. Okay, so I've got the lights out in the room, and so it's, again, this camera does a really good job of picking up low light, so it doesn't look as good as it would, but it's pretty amazing, quite honestly. Right? Let's take a look at the Haunted Mansion first. Now, this is from Disneyland. Everything is lit up appropriately. The front of the facade of the house is lit up. The windows flicker. The bell tower light kind of flickers occasionally. You've got the big greenhouse window or whatever that is. And then eventually these all change colors. It goes from this sort of a white into a green and a purple, and it's just mesmerizing to watch it. It doesn't make a single noise unless you want it to, and it simply just sits on the top of your Halloween tree, or you can put it on a simple vignette, which I think would look amazing. So I don't know if you can see the colors changing, but it's going from a blue, kind of a white into a green. And then it'll go out of the green into the blue, and then now it's a really bright green. I don't think the camera's doing it justice, but that's the way it looks, and it constantly just rotates and changes colors, much like the Haunted Mansion does in Disney World. And then it kind of goes back to the white, then it'll go to the purple, and it's just, it's starting to change purple now. I don't know if you can see, I think you can see that one a little bit better. It's absolutely beautiful. The lighting on this blows anything from Department 56 away on any of their builds. And let's not even talk about Lemax. I mean, they've got some good lighting, but this lighting is on point. I'm not even going to lie. This is a pretty substantial piece. As we kind of take a closer look into it, you can kind of see some of the detail there. I'm trying not to spin it a whole lot because of all of the cords. That is one thing that does sort of get in the way. You've got to have these cords to power everything. But this is just a really, really well done Haunted Mansion, and it's detailed all the way around. Even on the back side of it, it is still plenty detailed with the brickwork, and you can kind of see all that there. So just an incredible piece. So as we kind of go through, you can see the casket there, the candles flicker. You've got the green glow, you've got the hands coming out on top. I don't know if you can see the detail on the bottom of the little stand that the coffin is on, but it's absolutely great. I mean, you can see the hands, just so much detail on these pieces. That's one of the reasons that I absolutely wanted them into my collection. As we move over to Madame Leota, all the little candles flicker. She kind of, the light does not do it justice. Let me see if I can kind of darken it up just a little bit. But she kind of fades in and out with this eerie glow. It looks just amazing. On her table, she's got some cards laid out there. Don't know if you can see those real good or not, but she's got some like tarot cards laid out, and just the skirt on the table and the legs. It's just Really, really, really well done. And then as we come over, these are very bright pieces, by the way. They really stand out with the lighting on them. So there's Victor Geist, and you can see the ghosts coming out of the organ as he's playing the notes. You can see the bat sort of holding up the music book, and then the organ is incredibly detailed. The candles flicker. And the cool part on these is they turn colors just like the Haunted Mansion. So they sort of match, all except Madame Leota. Madame Leota sort of stays her purple kind of hue, or kind of blue hue, but all the other lights, purple to match the Haunted Mansion. Now they're kind of going back to a different color, back to their normal color as we're transitioning through. But Victor Geist looks incredibly cool. The constant hatchaway is incredibly detailed and almost, I mean, just sort of scary. I mean, she's got this big hatchet, trying to focus really on her so I can tone her down a little bit. Sort of right in the center of her chest is that light, kind of where her heart would be. You can see the effect that gives to her face and to her body. This veil is just perfectly suited over there and just flows down amazingly cool. And then she's got a smaller light underneath her dress that sort of lights that up as well. So you can kind of see how she looks there. And then my favorite of all pieces always is the caretaker and his dog Bones. Let me see if I can back up just a little bit, get a little bit better focus on him. So they're all turning green now. I just want you to kind of zoom out and see if you can see. It's so hard to tell, but they're all sort of green to match the Haunted Mansion. And then as the Haunted Mansion turns, they will turn to match it. So if we come back to the caretaker and his dog, we can see just the detail on his face is just superb. I mean, that is absolute quality. I'm trying to get a good focus there, and it's just not doing it. Everything's so bright. That's a little bit better. But you can see his scarf is the green, his coat, his hat, everything is so detailed. His hand holding the shovel, the lantern, obviously, flickers back and forth. You get down to his dog Bones, the shovel, just the lighting on the ground is pretty incredible. And so just a very, very detailed piece. And then if you look behind him at Mickey, you can kind of see, or not, the Mickey Mouse pumpkin is changes colors randomly too, just continuously cycles through. So just a very, very cool set. And when I saw it like this, I'm like, this is pretty awesome. Now, obviously, I don't want this video to be so long. It's just a review video, so we're not going to listen to the entire thing. I will kind of cut and piece pieces of it together so you get to hear, and see the lights for everything. But this remote control is the Haunted Mansion sign, and you can see it is also incredibly detailed. It looks really, really good. And so the way this works is simply you push this button as you're holding it towards the mansion, and then you can set that down.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls, whenever candlelights flicker, where the air is deathly still,
and ghoulies from last Halloween, awaken the spirits with your tambourine. Here comes the bride.
Okay, now isn't that something? That is a very cool set of the keepsake ornaments from Hallmark to kind of celebrate the the Haunted Mansion, and they've done incredibly well. Now, some of this stuff is not brand new for this year. Some of it was released, I think the original Haunted Mansion and a few pieces were released last year. Couple of 3 more pieces released this year, and then hopefully they will continue this genre and perhaps maybe even do a Disneyland version of the Haunted Mansion, just like Department 56 has done. But if you haven't seen these, you need to head to one of your local Hallmarks and take a gander. Very, very well done, very well made, very detailed. I was completely blown away, quite honestly, when I saw them. Again, I think you can make an amazing Haunted Mansion scene, although scale proportions is a little bit off, but so are some of the Department 56 pieces. The Haunted Mansion here, in this case, is a little small, and the accessories, the figures, are a little large. So you could do it. You could make something that looks really, really good, but it would still work itself out wonderfully with this set, especially, and you don't have to worry about lighting. It's got them already built in. They do their job flawlessly, and they all light up. You don't, the sound is only when you press the button. There is no volume that I could find. It sort of is what it is. You get the choice of when and when you don't want to hear it by pressing or not pressing the button. So all in all, I'm incredibly pleased with this. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, go see it in person. I think it'll blow you away. If you're a Haunted Mansion Disney fanatic like I am, like my family is, then this is sort of a must-have for you. I wish I would have got it last year and then been excited for the pieces coming out this year and then, into the future. But nonetheless, very happy that this is now in my collection. So, hey, if you've liked this video, make sure you click the like button and leave me a comment. Let me know if you have seen it in person. If you have it, what do you think about it? How are you planning on displaying it? Is it going to go on a Halloween tree? Is it going to go on your Christmas tree? Is it going to go on a shelf, on a mantle? You tell me, because I'm eager to understand how you guys are displaying it. May help me to get some better ideas on how I want to display it as well. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. You get notified at every time a video like this comes out. That way you don't miss anything. You don't have to worry and keep coming back and checking to see if I've posted anything new. Certainly helps me out, helps the channel to grow, and keeps me motivated to keep throwing videos just like this out so you guys can benefit from my reviews and me spending my money determining whether you want to spend yours or not. So, hey, we've got part 2 of the fall vignette coming up shortly. So until that time, take care of yourselves. We'll talk again real soon.